Hello and welcome to Healthy Living. I'm Dr. Donald Pelto, and today I have Brian Roberts from Central Mass Fat Loss here at Healthy Living. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Don. It's a pleasure to be here. I've seen a lot of your YouTube videos and what you're doing, and I certainly commend you for the interest in this subject.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for being a guest here. We're going to talk. The title is Healthy Living, so we're going to talk about your interest in health and tell us a little bit more about your story.
Okay. I'm the director and owner for Central Mass Fat Loss, and basically about 6 years ago, prior to 6 years ago, I struggled like everybody struggles with weight. Was always any place 230 pounds, 200, and the highest I got was 293. But I was always waffling in and around that area. And, obviously it's lifestyle, paying attention to, what we're eating, what we're doing, what kind of activity. And I came from, a very athletic family.
Okay.
My grandfather was a welterweight champion in Massachusetts, boxing champion, and the whole family was very, very athletic. So, we tried a lot of different things as far as exercise to try and get a lot of the fat off of me. And there were times that it would work, but as soon as you left that arena, that workout arena of 2 hours or 3 hours and doing it, daily, but, 3 or 4 times a week,
Yeah.
what would happen is all of a sudden the weight, and it would come back to, so you start at 250, you get down to 225, you think things are going great, and then all of a sudden you get promotion, or you've got to, for work, you've got to go here, or you got to go there, so you get out of your routine again. That routine now is not available because your work commitment, and so now you balloon back up to, not only 250, but 260.
Yeah.
So every time I did that, I kind of found, I lost the weight, but then that cycle went back, and if I started at 260, well, after that routine, I went back to 70. So I gained 10 more pounds every time I did that.
Kind of like a roller coaster.
A roller coaster, which a lot of people go through. A lot of people go through.
And then what happened 6 years ago? Was it self-discipline? Was it more knowledge that you developed? Was it someone getting on your case? What happened?
Well, yeah, I'm going to say 2 or 3 of those, and opportunity as well. So, 6 years ago, I found this program, which really excited me. There was really no exercise.
Okay.
So the only thing I had to do was, be active for like 45 minutes, which would be walking. All I had to do was walk 45 minutes a day. And I'm like, well, I can do that. I'm running around here with my head cut off. I'm doing 10,000 steps, But realistically, those 10,000 steps were stress steps.
Yeah.
So they weren't helpful. So I took 45 minutes away from all the stress and everything else, and I just walked 45 minutes on my hour of gratitude to myself.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to de-stress, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to look at, neighbors' uncut lawn and the 3-colored fence and this and that. But I got out for a walk, and that was my only exercise. I said I could do that. Then I was eating, certain set of foods that were designed basically by a health coach, and said, okay, if we eat a certain set of food, then you're going to lose this weight. Okay. And they were giving me minerals and nutrients that were supportive of my weight loss.
Okay.
So they helped to regulate my blood sugars a little bit. They helped me to build up my immune system. They were supporting my liver and my lungs and my kidneys and my digestive system, and they were helping to detox my body.
Yeah.
So I lost, believe it or not, I lost like 37 pounds in 43 days, and I wasn't exercising. So I was like, I was filled with joy because I wasn't exercising.
But did you maintain it?
So the big thing is that, so since then I followed this program, and I've maintained, 175 to 185, maybe 190 pounds. So, waffled a little bit, sometimes during like a vacation, or sometimes during events,
Yeah.
you know,
Holidays, things like that.
holidays, things like that. But then I knew at the very beginning, I waffled. Now I waffle maybe a couple, and that's basically it. That's like a joyous event.
So no more highs and lows like you had before.
Not even close. Not even close. When I've gone up to like 190 pounds, the funny part about what has happened is that I'm still in the same pants that I'm in at 175.
Mm-hmm.
So, the weight gain is like a complete body weight gain versus just in affected areas,
An isolated area,
which a lot of people have. The non-essential fat that goes under the arms and the
Mm-hmm.
neck and the back and the chest and the thighs and
Yeah.
Mostly, sometimes the visceral fat.
Yeah.
Visceral fat gets the highest, which is your belly.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And then how did you go? So someone helped you to lose this weight initially, or they gave you some tips. Then how did you get into helping other people?
well, I mean, the thought was that for me it was a struggle for like 30 years, and I'm like, okay, if I've struggled this much, and I know, like Dr. Sanjay Gupta just the other day, so he's the CNN medical correspondent, just announced the obesity levels have hit 70%. So how many people are struggling is how I came to, I'd like to do this. I struggled for a very, very long time. Didn't enjoy it. Not only the physical aspect of what it did to my body, but the mental aspect of how I approached every day. And I just, for me, it was like calling. It was like, hey, you can do this in a cost-effective manner. And people who are really seeking to find a plan and that want coaching, okay? And so the biggest part of central mass fat loss is that, we're coaching our client every day should they want it.
Via like email or on the phone or however they want?
I can do it. Like I had the manufacturer come out to me that gives me the minerals and nutrients, and they looked at all my records and stuff like that. And they said, Brian, as long as you're keeping track of your client, the protocol is that we see everybody every 2 weeks. We see everybody for initial consultation, find out what their struggles are, do a measurement, and basically from there, explain the program, and if they sign up, then we start our protocol. Meal planning, prepping, texting every day, asking questions, calling me on the phone, Zoom. They can do it through Zoom. So basically, now the manufacturer said, fine, if you want, you can do this through Zoom. As long as you have the records of every client checking in with you every day, so on and so forth, you don't care. With the success of your program, you can, which is something I didn't want to do, because I really want to see those clients every 2 weeks. There's always. And the best questions, or the way to drill down to those questions, to view the person's, body language, how it affects them. Is it a fluff question? Everyone asks fluff questions, but then there's the real question.
The real deep emotion.
Yes. So I like that aspect of it. That's something that is a possibility down the road. But again, with our success right now, with people visiting us every 2 weeks and having a coach.
That's like accountability, right? So you're considered a health coach or a nutrition coach or a life coach. There's a lot of different names that are in styles.
Realistically, I'm a health coach. I'm a certified health and wellness, holistic certification health and wellness coach. Sports nutrition certified. Okay. Do I become a life coach? Yeah, somewhat. You know what I'm saying? During the course of the program, there's a lot of things that are talked about environment. Where's your challenge? Why are these challenges?
Is it emotional challenge? Is it past? Is it work?
Where's your trigger? What are we going to do when you feel these? Or acknowledging, what to do in a positive. And I enjoy that aspect.
Great.
You know.
So let's go from here. For those that are watching on the TV program, everyone's into this quick fix. Give me a few tips. So are there a few things, the 80-20 rule? What are the 20% of things that maybe you could teach some people that are watching here that might give them some benefit just to learn something new?
The biggest thing that we see, when a client comes into us is basically hydration.
Okay.
Hydration levels are very, very low. They're somewhere in the 30 percentile, where realistically our body should be hydrated a minimum up to about 50% if you're a male, 45% if you're a female. And how do people accomplish that? And it's just basically drinking water every day. And, Dr. Dan, who is our supporting doctor, and myself, when a client is done with the program, Dr. Dan's philosophy is they can drink an ounce for every pound.
Okay.
Right. Okay. My philosophy on the program is that we're drinking, half of your body weight during the course of the program.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're 200, 100 ounces. Okay.
100 ounces.
I try not to go too much over 100
That's
ounces
per day?
Per day. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot, and for most part, you have to slowly wean people into that.
And that's water, so you're getting rid of a lot of the other things. You're substituting.
We're
right?
trying
Is that
to.
part of the techniques?
Well, alongside of that is getting rid of the sodas, as we all know. Getting rid of the fruit drinks. And fruit drinks aren't bad if they're made at home. You know what's in them.
Infused water.
Infused water is a great thing to have.
Having the fiber in it.
Yeah. And that's a lot of things that we're missing from diet today is fiber, natural sugars. So, that would be like one of the tips. I just talk with, I do a lot of networking with area businesses in Worcester.
Yeah.
This is where I chose to start. It's in Worcester, right here on Main Street. And so some of the business associates I have, we do what we call a one-to-one. And they come and I find out about them and their family and their business and how I can help them. And they do the same for me. And so one of the gentlemen I had, that I saw him about 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Great news, Brian." He goes, "I want to tell you, I'm drinking almost 50 or 60 ounces a day now." And during our conversation, I was telling him, I'm like, most of your organs, most of your bones, your structure is like 73% water. So you have to nourish. You're just going to feel better. Plus, you'll get a lot of things out of your system that are just harboring
Yeah.
a lot of toxins, a lot of bacteria we're all exposed to. Our environment, molds and fungi and stuff like that, and sometimes even from the food. So it was funny because I was talking to him today. He goes, I feel really good. Yeah. So just a small tip is hydration. The other small tip is watching what you eat, and the biggest tip is when are you eating.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. That's an area I think we're both passionate about, because what a lot of people I find as this new year is starting out, we're in 2020, and people, they try to just say, okay, I'm going to eat less. Every meal I'm going to eat a little bit less. They're eating their 3 or 4 meals a day, eating less. Does that work in the long term?
No.
Okay, I mean, why? So tell us, what's a better way?
Well, I mean, we're so blessed right now because we have this environment that we can get food at any. It's there. We don't eat. I mean, we can just show up someplace and food is there. So we can eat food at any time. So
we do eat food at every time.
Well, and that's why the obesity level is at 70%, because we're eating foods when we're not even.
Or you might be thirsty, or.
Well, that's why you start with the water.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So starting with the water.
Yeah.
In like black coffee is like an appetite suppressant, natural appetite suppressant. So a little black coffee in the morning is not a bad thing to have because it will make you not. but also if you have the water, you're also filling your belly up a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
So it's not growling at you. And at the same time, you start to feel better. And then, of course, for some reason, and I don't know, maybe the restaurant came up with this, the best time to eat is breakfast.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it?
I don't know. Again, for some clients who have gone through my program, gotten to their very healthy weight.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these people will do a little bit of, they've already done a calorie restricted program.
Okay.
This is what nobody wants to talk about.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, a calorie restricted program. It's like, look at this food every. So if you say, okay, one day I'm going to eat a little bit less, tomorrow this food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it's not the end of the world.
It's not going to hurt you. And I have friends of mine that say, they'll call me for like an activity, dancing or whatever. They'll say, oh, God, I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. I'm like, really? You haven't eaten all day and you're starving? So it's kind of funny. And then I get into clients who have gone through the program, are at a healthier weight, and they won't eat all day. It's like eating food during the course of the day slows my production. And they'll eat a certain time, between 6 and 9. Okay. And it's kind of an intermittent fasting. That's a little bit stringent.
Yeah.
Intimate fasting.
Introduce, for those that have never heard this word, intermittent fasting. Explain what it is, what are the time periods and things like that.
Well, there's different methods to intermittent fasting. They have what they call it 16-8, which means that you're going to eat, most of your food, or most of your calories within an 8-hour window. Okay, and that's very, very close to what our program will do. We keep people to go into a window. Now I got people who work third shift. I got people who work second, work first shift. I have people flying all over the world because they're executives.
Yep.
And, but they
can all do it.
They can all do it, and then I got clients who are done with the program who want to maintain their body, who say, I just feel better when I only eat 3-hour window.
So basically instead of 8-hour window, they're doing a 3 or 4-hour window. So what's that?
So, for them, it's basically easier, the simple fact, and, with my program, I'm teaching them, and this is the best thing about it, is that we're talking about a nutritional aspect, balanced nutritional aspect they've learned during the course of the program. We know that proteins, are good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, any books that you look at or any book that you read or any, medical resources or medical journals out there, free range, organic, GMO free, antibiotic free, steroid free, so on, is the best kind of animal protein that you can eat.
Mm-hmm.
And on my program, I say, that's the best, but it's not like half, okay, because of the fact that we're going to be using protein, whatever you want, wild caught, stay away from farm raised, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, if you can. But it's not like, okay. So then you get people who are they're starting to get healthy, starting to feel better, and they're starting to be clearer, as they get.
What do you mean by clearer? Let's talk about that.
Well,
like mental clarity, like there's less brain fog, or
there is definitely
okay.
less brain. I mean, you go through a little bit of brain fog at the very, very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Or the way we do our program, we try to lessen that by a certain protocol. But you actually, as your body's eating these clean foods, you actually do come out of a bit of a fog that you don't realize. And then a lot of my clients say, my concentration is unbelievable. Before they do that, though, they like, I can't do this. And it's because their body's going to change, have really, really good food in them.
Yep.
Versus not having the carbs, sugars, the other things that the GMOs, the gluten, stuff of that really bogs their system down. When their system kind of frees up from that, they do get this clarity, sharpness, this awareness every client, doesn't matter, clients are placed 18 years old, 85,
Yeah.
86 years old.
And for those listening, how many clients over the 6 years have you worked?
It's tough to say because I work with big companies, and
Oh,
we've had clients come through,
okay.
and they're constantly coming
So
through.
you're helping like a big company see all their employees, have employee health.
Well, no, that's just a company that has done a lot of marketing. They've gotten a lot of people interested in losing weight,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
it's kind of going through. Now, have we done, Dr. Dan and myself, have we done seminars for big companies? Oh yeah, absolutely. Typically before the holiday, the big companies are saying, "Can you come in and give our employees?"
Yeah.
And we typically do, 4, 5, 6, depending on the companies, in like November, for Thanksgiving. But working with a lot of clients that are coming through the door that are on the program on that. So how many clients have I worked with? Any place between 4 and 6,000 in the last
Wow.
6 years.
It's a lot. And everyone talks success rate. I know you can't say that, but are most of them doing better? Are they getting good results and like that?
Well, I mean, with so with central mass fat loss, what I did is I slowed everything. So I basically cater only to a certain bunch of people per month.
Okay.
My success rate is very, very, very high.
And what's your website for those that are watching? If they can go see some of the testimonials on your
Oh,
website.
yeah, absolutely. So it's centralmassfatloss.com. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Um, and obviously the website as well has some
Mm-hmm,
testimonials.
mm-hmm.
And you have to remember, some people, this is a very, very private, okay? So, believe it or not, I have clients that live next door to each other and they don't even know they're on the program. But, you got to have that confidentiality with the client. Every journey is so different. So, and that's what I like about central mass fat loss is I took everything down, kind of simplified it. So my son is an educator, master's degree in education, and basically, so we took all the protocols, and I had him redevelop my journals and my manuals,
Mm.
and I basically put them all in layman's, made it simple, easy. So I'm going after the 80%, not 20%. Do I get 20%? That, yeah, have higher income level, have a
Mm-hmm.
stressful job or in management, stuff like that. Do I have a lot of people from Dunkin' Donuts and the DOT and construction workers? And yeah, I have those.
So it's accessible to everyone.
It's definitely accessible to everyone. And that's the plan, is that if you have a desire to lose weight, you have had challenges, we find a way to try and get you on board.
One thing, not to interrupt, but eating in a fasting window, you save money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
How much, people save a lot of money, don't they?
it's you know eh, it's always the battle of how much is your program, okay? And eternally I say, well, how much is your life now? Saying, because we really don't know what you're not, okay. The problems of carrying that non-essential, that bad fat with you for years may not rear their ugly heads until you're a little bit older, 40, 50, 60s. Start seeing obesity and overweight related
Yep.
diseases, and I see the red. And red flags can be just aches and pains in your joints because you've got inflammation in your joints, and you're like, you know, why am I always achy painy?
Mhm.
Um, you know, high blood pressure, cholesterol, sleep apnea, and those are the beginning stages.
Mhm.
And then I see people at stage 2 or stage 3 of obesity, which is a little bit more challenged.
Mhm.
And that's why we have the support of Dr. and Dr. Dan Fanceloff. to be able to say, okay, how would we approach this? How would we do this?
Mm-hmm.
What would you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try this, let's try that. So we're always working on, let's go it slow first and then speed up.
Okay.
You know, so maybe the program becomes a little bit longer for this individual because he does have medical that we have to overcome first
Mm-hmm.
before we can get them even healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's what I like about Central Mass Fat Loss is that I get to dictate how many clients I get to see, you know, and I get to say, okay, well, right, we're going to cut this off for a little bit, or, you know, I want you to start this program 2 weeks from now
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to have 3 people falling off. So I never have an overabundance of clients
Mm-hmm.
that I can handle. So, and I'm starting to get like yourself. I get referrals from doctors like yourself
Yeah.
who would like to see an alternative to what medicines out there and what practices are out there now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we're always looking, medical industry is always looking to give you a solution to your problem, but they're not looking to try and fix why that problem exists.
And this is going to be a deep conversation, I think, for another interview.
Yeah.
But there are certain medications, whether it be other ways, but not really giving you the solution to the problem. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Once again, for those that are listening, how can they, any, I don't know, tips on your website? Do you have any tips for people or resources that you'd like to share with them? And what's the website again?
I mean, the website is www.centralmassfatloss.com. There is some information about us, and what we're really looking to do with the website is to get you to make a call. You know, give me a call or set up an appointment. Our appointments are free. It's a free consultation. Everybody leaves with something. So if you're really looking to make a change, you're going to leave with something. The program may not be for you. The program may be exactly what you need. But everything is free. Come in for a consultation. And then, you know, we learn your challenges. We learn, you know, what you've done, where you would like to go, why you would like to go there. And we try to, you know, assist everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for.
Hey guys, thank you for watching Healthy Living. You're going to find a few links here I'd like you to click. One is to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Also, you can learn more. There are some videos here you can see.